Tonight on SportsDesk, Heisman hopefuls. Our In the Trenches crew uses the bye week to give Miami's best players their flowers. And later, from SportsDesk to Marlins analyst, Taryn Jacobs highlights one SportsDesk alumni calling games on the biggest stage. And finally, Hurricanes hot streak. Our O Sports Roundup crew breaks down Canes volleyball's latest hot streak. All that and more, SportsDesk starts right now.
I'm Ed Reed, and you're watching SportsDesk.
Hi, I'm Reese Davidson. You're watching SportsDesk.
Hi, I'm Jim Kelly, former UM guy. You're watching SportsDesk.
What's up? I'm DJ Williams, and y'all watching SportsDesk.
Welcome back to SportsDesk. I'm Shay McDonald.
And I'm Carter Lutz. Thank you for joining us. Shay, the University of Miami campus has been on fire recently.
Carter, you're absolutely right. It was absolutely electric. Going from college game day to game time, the Hurricanes had a rivalry showdown to cap off an exciting weekend for Miami fans. Facing off against the desperate Gators team, Miami had a little bit of trouble. Let's take you to Hard Rock Stadium to see how the Canes stomped out the Gators' hopes. Miami taking on a struggling Florida Gators team, and you're going to see a lot of this today. Hurricanes swarming into the backfield as Ruben Bain and Xavier Lucas combining for that tackle for loss right there. Now this guy, you're going to see a bunch of him. Marty Brown making a guy miss, getting off of a tackle, and he's going to go down inside the 5-yard line and punching this in for his first of 2 touchdowns on the day, churning the legs. Miami playing physical football, and right here again, Jacoby Thomas taking down Lagway and doing his best Ray Lewis impression while he's doing it. Now Marty Brown into the second half, pushing the pile. He's going to break out of the entire thing right here. It's going to get called back. No touchdown. Whistle blown too early. Miami is going to get Florida a little bit of room here to get back into this one. Jaden Ball stiff-arming around the edge, going in for the touchdown. Florida's first points on the game. Now Carson Beck intercepted by Cormani McClain right here. Gators have a little bit of life, but Miami doing what they could not do last year and stomping out hope defensively. Now it's going to be this tone-setting drive in the game. Mark Fletcher up the gut. Marty Brown up the gut. Miami playing physical football, and it's going to be right here. Marty Brown with the dagger touchdown. Canes are going to win 26-7. Marty Brown right there, 133 yards total, 2 TDs. Him and Fletch, 127 rushing yards after contact. DJ Lagway, -3 air yards. A awful game, but powered by a phenomenal Canes defense.
The 4-0 Miami Hurricanes are in the midst of a bye week, but Miami is a Heisman candidate that does deserve his flowers. Although Miami won't be taking the field this week, there are several games Canes fans need to keep an eye on. Our In the Trenches crew is live with a breakdown of it all. Luca and Penelope, take it away.
Thanks, Carter. Welcome back to In the Trenches. I'm your host, Penelope Gilbert, joined by analyst Luca Mucciardi. The Canes improved to 4-0 after beating the Florida Gators, and as Miami's win call-up goes up, so does Carson Beck's Heisman odds, but he might not be the only candidate on the roster.
Yeah, well, Penelope, I want to talk about a defensive candidate. Now, there's only been one defensive Heisman winner all-time outright. That was Charles Woodson. Last year, Travis Hunter played both sides of the ball. But I'm going to talk about Ruben Bain because he's been incredible this year. He's got a 95.8 PFF grade. That's the best in the nation regardless of position. Take a look at some of his highlights from this season. He's been great. 22 tackles, 2 sacks. I mean, here you go, right here. Ball kicked up in the air by Keontae Scott. Bain's there to pick it off and cut up field. He's been phenomenal. I mean, an interception for a big man, a forced fumble. He could work in off the edge like here against Bethune-Cookman. He could work in on inside in run defense. Bain has to be mentioned as one of those potential Heisman candidates this year, and maybe even a top 10 NFL draft pick.
And going back to our other Heisman candidate, Carson Beck has really clicked with this offense, and it's made for a very well-rounded unit as a whole. Luca, what's made them so successful?
Well, the thing about Carson Beck is his ability to read a defense, and I want to take a look at it here. First off, it's going to be, this is in man against 5-3 blitz, and he's able to get Malachi Toney right over the middle on a crossing route through the slot. That's exactly what you need. You need guys like Malachi Toney to win in man coverage, and now you're going to go 3-3-5. You're going to get 4 rushers coming. This is zone coverage, and you're going to get an extra linebacker coming off the edge. And how about Carson Beck? He's able to drop back, feel pressure, and then look in between the 2 levels of the zone to find C.J. Daniels for that one-handed touchdown, and that would eventually lead Miami to a victory. It's plays like that that are really going to help the Canes out this season.
Absolutely. And although Miami is on a bye week, there are still important Week 5 matchups that will ultimately affect Miami. So, Luca, what matchups do we have to look out for?
We've been used to Luca's look so far this year. We're going to take a look at Mooch's matchups for this week. First off, it's a game that's kicking off right now. Florida State against Virginia in Charlottesville. 2 teams teams with great offenses, but Florida State with an untested defense that the Canes will see next week up in Tallahassee. Next up, you're going to get Georgia Tech against Wake Forest. Georgia Tech, one of the teams, a surprise team in the ACC this year that Miami will most likely have to go through in the ACC title game to make the college football playoff. Then Arkansas against Notre Dame. Notre Dame, a team Miami beat this year. They're going to want the Fighting Irish to win this one and stay ranked. Looks better for Miami's poll. And then finally, it's going to be the big one, Oregon, Penn State. That one, the winner of that could end up number 2 in the country after this week.
Well, that's all the time we have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, guys. Last weekend, Coral Gables hosted ESPN's College Game Day as it made its return to campus after 8 long years. In the midst of the lights, cameras, and action was a community that came together to support the home team. Manny Nacarado got insight into the fandom and pageantry of it all.
With the undefeated Hurricanes taking on their in-state rival Florida Gators on Saturday, ESPN's hit show College Game Day made its way back to the 305 for the weekend, and students lined up early at the University of Miami to try and get a front row spot.
Go at 3:30 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. 2:30.
College Game Day is here for the first time since 2017, and as you can see, no love lost here for College Game Day from the fans. Fans started lining up here at the school at about 3 to 4 a.m. So fans are excited for the season, and they're excited to be here at College Game Day.
I'm here to be hyped for the Hurricanes, to be hyped for the game, to be hyped for Pat McAfee, baby. He's gonna come, and they're gonna ask him, who do you got? And what's he gonna say? The Miami Hurricanes!
And Game Day host Pat McAfee did pick the Canes to win the only way he knows how, by making a splash. But besides the silly antics and pageantry that comes with the show every weekend, it's what it does for the community that means the most.
I think it just brings everybody together, and it's a really fun way to certainly spend our Saturday. And this will be national TV today, and it'll be awesome. The marketing, the brand acknowledgement, all of it. It's just a great way to showcase the U and all of our beautiful facilities and students.
And for the fans, Game Day coming back to Miami can only mean one thing.
It means that it's the pinnacle of all of this program's been leading up to for the past 4 years. I'd say that the Hurricanes have seen ups and lows throughout the past recency that we have, but right now, what Game Day means, it means that we're back, baby, we're back!
For UMTV, I'm Manny Nacarado.
Thanks, Manny. Coming up, we go live at Marlins Park with reporter Taryn Jacobs for the story of one man who captured the energy with each broadcast.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
With the Hurricanes basketball season inching closer, Trisha Culp and Jay Lucas have brand new cast of characters and are trying to establish each of their team's cultures. Our Hurricane Hangtime crew is in studio with the latest from Media Day and the opening practices. Guys?
Welcome back, Canes fans, to another episode of Hurricane Hangtime. I'm your host, MK Easton, and I'm here with our analysts Tucker Kinney and Ashley Friedland. This past Monday, the men's and women's basketball team opened up their season with their first media day and first practice. Tucker, tell us what Jay Lucas and Trey Donaldson had to say about team culture.
Yeah, MK, the men's basketball team had their first official practice with the press getting some insights into how the team is shaping up. Now, there was a lot of talk about versatility and there was a lot of buzz, as there is at the start of every season, but I want to focus on one of the most tangible reasons to be optimistic, which is the rebuilt and reshaped culture of this team. When speaking about how the new Florida natives on the team are impacting the style of play, Trey Donaldson said, "We feel like it's our pride. We're representing our stage." Jay Lucas added to the sentiment saying, "It's just pride. Pride in putting on the colors and pride in knowing that your family's going to be there every night." Now, I think this addresses one of the biggest issues from last season, which was team chemistry. When losses started rolling in, heads started dropping, which led to a toxic locker room and a compounding effect on performances. This year, we should see a team that goes in, week out, playing competitively regardless of their performance because of that pride for being in Florida. And they should leave it all on the court for the U.
Thanks, Tucker. Ashley, on the women's side of things, how are they shaping up in terms of culture heading into the preseason?
Yeah, MK, entering her second season, Trisha Cullip is continuing to establish a culture of her own for the women's team. With Fitzroy Anthony being the only returner from Katie Meyer's tenure, Canes fans are hoping that an additional offseason in Coral Gables has helped Coach Cullip's staff feel more settled in. Jessie Ivey, who followed Coach Cullip from Toledo, is coming into her second season as an associate head coach for the Canes after 4 years as defensive coordinator, guiding that squad to 3 conference regular season championships and 1 MAC tournament title. Assistant coach Danielle Page joins Cullip's staff for their 8th season together, as well as Muriel Page, who was the 3rd overall pick in the 1998 WNBA draft.
Thanks, Ashley. It sounds like Canes fans have a lot to be optimistic about, but that's all we have time for today on Hurricane Hang Time. Catch us here next week, same time, same place, for some more Hoop Hustle.
Thanks, guys. Only 30 people in the world have this job, and Kyle Seeloff is one of them. From UMTV to the big leagues, Kyle has become the voice of the Miami Marlins. Our reporter Taryn Jacobs is live at Lone Depot Park to tell us more. Taryn?
Carter, inside Lone Depot Park right now, Kyle Seeloff is on the mic for the Fish, calling the game for FanDuel Network. Kyle began working for the Miami Marlins back in 2013, and he never looked back. And while his professional journey began right here at the stadium, his love for baseball is rooted deeply in his childhood, and much of his broadcasting skills that he learned was during his time in Coral Gables.
Did he do it? Good!
Before he was calling games on national television, Kyle Seeloff was just a kid on a New York farm, falling asleep to the tune of the Mets broadcasters.
I used to use like a little transistor radio. When I would go to sleep at night, I would be able to turn the Mets games on the radio. So I fell in love with the Mets, and I fell in love with broadcasting.
Kyle grew up playing baseball, including 2 years at a community college in New York. But he always knew he wanted to be a Miami Hurricane. And once he got to campus, he slid right in to the student media outlets.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kyle Seeloff, and welcome to another edition of SportsDesk.
If it was not for WVUM, if it was not for UMTV, there is no way, and I'm serious, there's no way I am at where I am now. Your GPA can be 5.0, but if you don't have a reel and if you don't have any stuff to show anybody, you're not going to get hired.
After graduation, Kyle landed an internship with the Miami Marlins. 12 years later, it's still the only organization he's worked for.
I called them one day and I said, I'm here, I have a suit, I have a tie, let me interview. They let me interview. I ultimately got the gig. So I started in February of 2013. I did every single pregame show. 2018, new ownership took over. I would always say it's not good to lie, but it's okay sometimes. I lied to them and I said, hey, with new ownership taking over, like, I'm ready for something more. Like, I can engineer the broadcast. I didn't know how to engineer. I had no idea. But I told them I could engineer, so that's when I got on the road with them in 2018. So starting in 2018, I continued to do the pregame show.
He's been traveling with the team ever since. And Drew Thomas, who has worked with Kyle for 15 years now, praises his craft.
It's very natural when he's in front of the camera. It doesn't seem like he's searching through notes or trying to be something he's not or trying to be a character on TV.
Because for Kyle, this was not a backup plan. It was his dream all along.
This was plan A. There was no plan B. There was no plan C. This is all I wanted to do.
Living the dream with both feet on the ground.
I'm not building rocket ships. I'm not doing surgery here. I'm freaking broadcasting baseball.
Kyle is wrapping up his first season on national television, calling what will be 162 games. This series versus the Mets will cap off the season, and while it was an improvement from last year for the Marlins, it was still not enough for them to make postseason play. Reporting live from Lone Depot Park, Taryn Jacobs, UMTV.
Thanks, Taryn. Now, he might not have been able to wear green being in front of a green screen, but that doesn't mean he couldn't show support for Miami's orange and green. Once again, we bring you Flo Marie Heredia Cologne's biggest fan, Johnny Mushton, with the latest and greatest with Canes social media. Johnny, take it away.
The fact that September is almost over makes me sick. What do you mean it's already autumn? Summer needs to keep going because I look way too good in white not to wear it anymore. But I think I look a lot better going behind the post. I'm Johnny Mushton, and I'm your host. Now, we have a problem in ACC volleyball. It's that Flo Marie Heredia Cologne is hogging all the Player of the Week awards for herself. 2 weeks of dominance for the Dominican is what makes number 12 so special for the Canes. And while Flo Marie is rocking 12, the Canes soccer squad is sporting the most non-conference wins since 2011. Check out Ava Mahoney with this nasty goal to send them into their 6th win of the season.
There is Alarcon. Sends it across. Shot. Goal. 2-0 Miami. Mo Mahoney with the goal.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Canes football. This week the Canes take on the... Oh, they're not playing this week. Okay, well that's a little awkward. But I could definitely find something to talk about the number 2 team in college football, right? Okay, first thing that comes to mind when I think about Canes football is CC Maui Noah making his own burger at the Miller's Ale House.
New burger today, the Tush Push Burger. Any ideas on how we should launch that?
We got it. All right, Tush Push Burger. Give me some mozzarella sticks, bacon, onion sandwich.
I'm sorry, everyone. I panicked. Well, I'm out of time here, but don't worry, because even though that the Canes aren't hitting the gridiron, it doesn't mean I can't take you on a trip through Canes social media. I'm Johnny Mushton, and I just took all of you behind the post. Back to you.
Don't go anywhere. After the break, we're rowing into Athlete of the Week with Sophia Mazza. But first, it's time for some trivia. Last week, College Game Day made history right here on campus. The episode from the University of Miami was the 2nd highest viewed episode of all time. But how many views was it? Was it A, 3.5 million, B, 2.8 million, C, 6.7 million, or D, 4.4 million? The answer when we return.
Guys, why was I so wet during Behind the Post?
Johnny, I think it's because you're scared for Jackson Dart's debut.
He's going to be so good. He's going to be so good. I'm just saying.
Were you intimidated by the aura?
He has so much aura. He's the best quarterback in the world. I'm so excited. If you guessed D, 4.4 million, you are correct. ESPN's Game Day had its 2nd highest rating ever for the 3rd week in a row. From the water to the design studio, rower Kylie Evanson is booked and busy. Her passion for excellence reaches beyond the boat and into her home remodeling business.
Sophia Mazza had a chance to learn more about this venture on today's edition of Athlete of the Week. Sophia?
Hey Canes fans, welcome back to this week's episode of Athlete of the Week. I'm Sophia Mazza, and today I'm joined by junior rower Kylie Evanson. Hi Kylie, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So how'd you get your start in rowing?
So I actually started rowing my senior year of high school, which is a lot later than most college athletes normally do. I was a competitive swimmer my whole life, and I didn't really enjoy the sport as much anymore, but I knew I wanted to do some sport in college. And my swim coach actually connected me with a rowing director in the area. And I fell in love with the sport and knew I wanted to do that.
Casually going D1 after doing a sport for 4 years is insane. Well, I also saw that you're a co-owner of a business. What's it like balancing being a business owner while also being a D1 athlete?
Yeah, it's actually my family's company right now. And I don't take that big of a role in it right now, but I definitely will later down the line and hopefully be owner and leader of the company someday. It's a home renovation and design business.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna switch over to a quick rapid fire game. I'm gonna say some phrases and I want you to answer with either sink or float. Float if it's a yes, sink if it's a no. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, morning rows.
Float.
Yeah. I feel like morning's better than the nighttime.
Definitely.
What about raining rows?
No, sink for sure. That's not fun.
And then you're from Ann Arbor, so University of Michigan?
Float, yeah.
Float?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. That's all for this week's episode of Athlete of the Week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sophia. Moving out of the water, Hurricane Olympic sports continue to make a splash with win streaks, ranked wins, and more. Our Euro Sports Roundup crew is here in studio for a look around Hurricane Olympic athletics. Guys?
What's up, Hurricanes? Welcome back to another edition of the O Sports Roundup. I'm Liam Hickey.
And I'm Sarah Landau. The U is back, but not just for football. Hurricanes volleyball just secured their 10th straight win over the FIU Panthers this past Saturday. The team also entered the AVCA volleyball rankings at number 24 for the first time this season. The team currently leads the ACC in total aces and aces per set, and these wins have been spearheaded by senior Flor Marie Heredia Colon, who was just named back-to-back ACC Offensive Player of the Week. The team currently faces Georgia Tech on the road as they head into the height of their season. Liam, tell us about the woes on the soccer field.
Miami soccer was held scoreless by Louisville Thursday night, falling 2-0 on the road as they remain winless in the ACC. Louisville found the back of the net twice in their first 45 and were able to maintain their lead after Canes defender Emily Simpson was denied at the penalty spot early in the second half. Miami drops to 6-4-1 on the season, with the defeat marking their third loss in 4 matches. The Hurricanes will look to notch their first conference win when they travel to Dallas for a Sunday fixture against SMU. Sarah, can you serve us up with some news from the tennis world?
Women's tennis kicked off their fall season with 5 wins at the ITA All-American Championships this past weekend. Aelia Rai led the Canes with 3 wins in the pre-qualifying draw. And with new assistant coach and former Canes tennis alum Alexa Noel, the team definitely has some aces on their squad. How are the Canes doing on the course?
The 100-year Hurricanes fittingly dominated in the Centennial State on Wednesday. Miami Golf placed 6th overall at the Red Sky Classic in Colorado, with standout transfer Ashleen Kaur recording a top 10 finish. Kaur fired an 8 under par in the final round, shooting a 64 to tie for 9th among all players at the tournament. Miami returns to the links October 17th for the Tar Heel Invitational in Chapel Hill. Until then, we'll see if Team USA can bring the Ryder Cup back to this side of the pond this weekend. Bring it home, boys.
That's all for the O Sports Roundup. Back to you.
Thanks, guys. Still ahead, a return to form for intramural football right here on campus. We'll be right back.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
Of course I've thought about it, but there's all this stuff in the way.
Oh, you're not kidding.
The house, the kids are going to college.
My new car.
Car? You bought a new car?
Oh, hey, you should meet my friend Avo. Avo's a retirement coach. He'll help get you started.
But what does Avo tell you to do?
You don't know? Focus on your future. Your goals can still be met.
But how?
Target your tomorrow and use the Avo bet.
You sing?
Not really. A is for taking action. Start off with a plan.
You built these letters?
Yep. V is for variety. There's so many ways you can.
I follow you.
Come on. O's for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice sign.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Cool.
With Canes football on a bye week, you can still catch plenty of football on campus at the IM fields. However, certain circumstances have shaken up intramurals. Matt Keegan has the story.
There's nothing better than playing under the lights. Everybody wants to, but some are left to hold on to the memories of their high school glory days. The others get their fix another way. IM Sports. Organized for students by students, this league helps former athletes and ordinary people looking to try something new a chance to exercise outside the walls of Herbert Wellness Center. The passion and energy on the field is palpable, and with every pass observed with held breaths and clenched fists, one can only ask why things would change.
Just kind of getting to see how it impacts the population of students that do actually come out and participate. Ultimately, we want to reach everybody, we can't, but the people who do come out here and play, it does mean something to them, and it's impactful to be a part of that.
All was well until before the beginning of the spring semester when they changed their team policy from 7-on-7 to 4v4. This caused many teams to drop out and forfeit their seasons. And these forfeits meant a lack of jobs for the referees and student organizers, cutting into their paychecks.
So ultimately, all of our employee hours are dependent upon, the turnout of the program. We have no teams, we have no sports, and ultimately we have no games to ref, no games to supervise.
It's pretty rough. I think it was a 4v4. We switched to a 7v7 now. I know there's a lot more engagement, a lot more fun and entertainment. There's a lot more guys out because more guys can participate, so that's really great.
As Soren said, that all changed when the league went back to its fall 7-on-7 framework. Teams came back and better than ever. And as the season wraps up, this was the last game to set your team's seed for the playoffs, causing celebrations and high emotions like this. While it isn't as glamorous as Canes football at The Rock, these athletes find a place for themselves here at the intramural fields. Matt Keegan, UMTV.
Last Sunday, the NFL was home to several notable finishes. But in the Rams-Eagles game, a big man touchdown took the cake. Let's take you to Lincoln Financial Field for this week's Play of the Day. Now, the Rams had plenty of chances to win this one. They find themselves down 1, 3 seconds to go. Field goal for the win, and it's blocked. Blocked by the Georgia Bulldog himself. Jordan Davis, the big man, the nose tackle, rumbling, stumbling, taking it all the way. The win was already secured, but the touchdowns for fun. Jordan Davis, first ever touchdown of his NFL career. It's a pick six, as my friend Kevin Harlan would say. Shay, no answers for the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
No answers at all. Very impressive. But what's almost nearly as impressive is this. The Guinness World Record book defines a game of catch as two people throwing a ball back and forth to each other. Now, you may ask, why does that matter? Well, in Little Falls, New Jersey, a lot of people came together for one big game of catch. Now you're going to see this here. 1,179 pairs of people throwing a ball back and forth. That is the world record for the largest game of catch, beating Dad's Fest over in Illinois just a few years ago. It's in honor of Yogi Berra, the former Yankee great who passed years ago, in his hometown of Montclair. Some families driving 600 miles out for this big event. Carter, what a way to have a day.
Certainly haven't seen that many people grouped together playing catch, but it's fun, it's different, and shout out Yogi.
Yeah, shout out Yogi Berra. I mean, what a way to honor his memory, getting everybody out there for a game of catch. You saw people of all ages going out there playing a game of catch. Like I said, people driving from hundreds of miles out just to go there and have some fun. But that's all we have for today's show. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to catch us every week on Friday, same time, same place. Have a great night, everybody.